What's up, guys? On this video, we're going to talk about loop. Loop in Python. There are just two ways we do loop in Python. We have for loop and we have while loop. Like other programming languages, there are a lot of loops. Like some will even have 5 loops, 3 loops, 4 loops. But in Python, we just have just two: for loops and while loop. So here in this video, I'm going to give guys the basic stuff that you need to understand when you talk about loop. Okay, so if you like this video, you find it useful, you can drop your comments. Yeah, it's welcome. Let us know in your comment section if there's something missing, if you want us to do something, or you're trying to solve a problem and you need our assistance. Just drop your comments below and click on the like button. Yes. So let's get to it. I'm going to call on the for loop. So let's say for x in a string beginner. Let's say beginners. So I'm going to have my column here, just the way we have it in conditional statements when we're talking about if statement. So this is a code block. Now after that, we want to say print x. Let's say now this is what we get. Beginners. It iterates through the string. This is what we call iteration. It iterates through it. So that is what string. Let's say we want to do list. We want to iterate through list. I can either do it this way. I can upcode my list by having it this way. Maybe let's say a sorry. A stuff like this. This is more like you are upcoding your list at this time. If I do this, let's run this and see. Okay, you can see A, B, C. I trace through the list. But right now, I want to do it in a proper way. So here I'm going to say, I'm going to declare a variable names. I'm sure you all know what's going to come first, which is my name. At least if I don't know any other name, I have to know my name. So okay, stuff like this. This is a list of names, right? I'm sure you'll be familiar with this. Now here I want to say for name in names, print name. It's not going to print names. I'm going to call on name. I'm using this variable. It can be anything. You can say for X. You can say for P, for whatever you like. But I prefer we saying for name in names. Just like you are saying for car in cars. You already have a list, or you already have an object like a variable of a list variable, whereby there are lots of values inside the list. Definitely, we advised that we save such list in a variable of a what do you call it, plural. Yeah,
we have singular, we have plural. Yeah, we are bringing English down to programming. So now if I say, if I call if I call on the variable names, it's straightforward. You show that okay, this is not just a single name. That means we have more than one name inside this list. But if I say name, and I'm saying I have two names, like how come we're saying name? It's supposed to be names. Okay. So now I'm saying for name in names, I'm trying to say, okay, I want to try and iterate each name we have in names. Just normal way. Like I believe you get that. So let's print that. Now we can say this is it. We have the list. Manuel, iterate it out. Okay. So that is list. And like I said, you can use anything you like here. But if imagine, let's say I mentioned names, what's going to happen? It won't show any error in our code. But this is what's going to happen. It's gonna be funny. See, it gives us names. It prints out names. In how many times? In 4 times. Because the name I iterate in the names list is 4. And I said you print names. I'm printing this list. So it's going to iterate it 4 times. It gets names 4 times. So it's printing out this list 4 times. I believe you get what I'm saying. If I add another name here now, suggestions, suggest for me. Okay. Let's say dial. Okay. So, and I said print, I want to get 5. But when I use it properly and I say, okay, print name, is iterating through that list, giving me each of the name we have in it. So that's about that. You need to take note of that. So it's what you render here you're going to call for, because you're doing an iteration. You're trying to iterate through the list. Okay. So now we have, let's say we want to iterate through a sequence of numbers. How do we do that? We're going to use a function called range function. So now let me try and comment out this. Sorry about that. Okay, here I'm going to say for, let's use x. X is always using mathematics to find problem, solve problem rather. For x in range 5, or let's say range 10, what are we going to get? We're going to print x, right? So now this gives us 0 to 9. By now we know how range works. Range, if I want it to end with 10, my range must be 11. Because right now it starts with 0. So 0 is already counted as 1. And what we have here is 10 already. So now you can as well give it a starting point. You want to say, okay, maybe it starts from 2, comma. So it starts from 2. And now let's say you want to find an even number from your sequence number. We can say we're going to bring in a third digit, which we call step. I want to find even number. I can say, okay, 2, starting from 0. We get 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. These are the even numbers. So with this, there's something I want to point out here. Range does not give us a list. Range is its own function. It gives us a range type. You can't compare you saying you want to have, let's have something here, Let me comment out this. Okay. Let's say you want to print. I want to print a range of 10, like I said earlier. Now, if I get this will give me 0 to 10. All right. Compared to print, so let me make it this. It's a integer. This is a list. This is a range type. A range type. If you check for the type, I've done this before, but let's just do it again for you watching my video for the first time. It tells us that okay, this it's a range type. So, and the beauty of range is that range takes very small amount of memory, unlike list. List takes a lot of memory. So that's just basically what is happening here. This is range. It's where from lists. So that is about that.
Yeah, that's just loop. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking about for else. Yes, for else in my next video. So see you next video.